Hello, we're our Lives channel. Today we're diving deep into all the explosive drama that's about to unfold in Salem during the week of Monday, October 20th through Friday, October 24th. This week promises to deliver confrontations that will shake the very foundation of several relationships, secrets that threaten to destroy families, and revelations that could change everything we thought we knew about recent events. From Sarah's relentless pursuit of the truth to Marlena's growing concerns about Rachel's returning memories, and the desperate search for the missing Sophia as the walls close in around her web of lies, Salem is about to experience one of its most intense weeks yet. Get ready for jaw-dropping moments that will leave you on the edge of your seat as we break down every shocking development coming your way. Monday's explosive confrontations. The week kicks off with Sarah Horton-Kiriakis marching straight into a heated confrontation with EJ DiMera that promises fireworks from the very start. Sarah, who has been working on controlling her tendency to jump to conclusions through therapy sessions with the brilliant Marlena Evans, finds herself unable to hold back when it comes to her new hospital boss. As the hospital administrator, EJ has been making controversial decisions about cost-cutting measures that have left the medical staff furious. And Sarah isn't about to let him get away with what she perceives as reckless management that could compromise patient care. This confrontation represents more than just a professional disagreement. It's about Sarah finally having an outlet for all the frustration she's been bottling up while trying to be more understanding with her husband Xander. EJ has become Salem's favorite target for blame, and Sarah feels perfectly justified adding her voice to the chorus of people holding him accountable for decisions that affect the entire community. Meanwhile, the manhunt for Sophia Choi intensifies as Steve Johnson and Brady Black team up to track down the young woman who has fled Salem in desperation. Sophia's carefully constructed house of lies has finally collapsed around her, and now she's on the run with nothing but tip money and a toothbrush to her name. The revelation that Tate Black is not the father of baby Tesoro has sent shockwaves through the community, and people are starting to connect all the dots regarding Sophia's manipulative behavior. She spiked Holly Jonas's drink, which led to a devastating fire and hospitalization, and she sent that vicious email to social services falsely claiming that Holly and Johnny DiMera were having an affair. With such limited resources, Sophia won't be able to hide for long, and Steve and Brady are determined to bring her back to face the consequences of her actions. Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree find themselves frustrated and left completely in the dark about crucial developments surrounding the baby situation. Despite their best efforts to piece together the puzzle surrounding Tesoro's true parentage and the identity of who sabotaged their adoption process, they're missing key information that would help them understand the full scope of Sophia's deception. The couple has been through so much already, dealing with the emotional roller coaster of hoping to adopt a child only to have their dreams seemingly destroyed by anonymous accusations. And now they're desperate for answers that continue to elude them. Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez spend the day consumed with worry about little Tesoro's future. The adorable baby boy has been in their care as foster parents, and despite knowing from the beginning that their arrangement was only temporary, they formed a deep emotional attachment to the child. The uncertainty surrounding Sophia's disappearance and the questions about Tesoro's true paternity have left them terrified about what will happen to the baby they've come to love as their own. Will they be forced to give him up? Could there be a chance for them to adopt him permanently? These questions haunt them as they navigate the complex and emotionally draining situation. Tuesday's tangled relationships. Tuesday brings a surprising development as Gabby Hernandez and Theo Carver finally reach an understanding after butting heads over DiMera business matters. The tension between them has been building for weeks, with disagreements about company direction and family loyalty creating friction that seemed impossible to overcome. However, both realize that continuing their conflict serves no purpose, and they find common ground that allows them to move forward with mutual respect, even if they don't always see eye to eye on every decision. Xander Cook finds himself face-to-face with Philip Kiriakis in a tense questioning session that could expose dangerous secrets. The confrontation centers around suspicions regarding a brutal beating that left Philip within an inch of his life, and Xander knows he's treading on thin ice. Philip has his own suspicions about who was responsible for the attack, and this conversation could either clear the air or ignite an explosive revelation that changes everything between the two men who share a complicated family history. Sarah makes the wise decision to consult with Marlena Evans, seeking the psychiatrist's professional guidance during this tumultuous time. Whether their conversation revolves around the ongoing baby drama surrounding Sophia and Tesoro, or delves into Sarah's complicated marriage to Xander and her struggles to trust him despite his past behavior, Marlena's insight proves invaluable. Sarah has been carrying the weight of so many secrets and concerns, and speaking with someone as experienced and compassionate as Marlena gives her the clarity she desperately needs. E.J. DiMera pulls out all the stops in his attempt to win over Belle Brady and salvage their professional partnership. His desperation becomes increasingly palpable as Belle continues to resist his charm offensive, maintaining her distance and refusing to be swayed by his manipulative tactics. This power struggle represents more than just two lawyers at odds. It symbolizes E.J.'s declining influence and his growing inability to control the people and situations around him the way he once did. Eb Carver and his wife Paulina Price find themselves clashing over matters that strike at the heart of their family dynamics. The disagreement presumably centers around their son Theo and the recent understanding he reached with Gabby, with Abe and Paulina taking different positions on how to handle the situation. Their conflict highlights the challenges even the strongest couples face when family complications arise, and they must navigate opposing viewpoints while maintaining their unity. Wednesday's Family Reflections. Wednesday brings an unexpectedly poignant moment as E.J. DiMera and Chad DiMera take time to reflect on their shared family struggles. This rare moment of genuine connection between the two men who have so often been at odds offers a glimpse into the complexities of the DiMera family legacy. They discuss the burdens of carrying the DiMera name, the complicated relationships with their fathers, and the challenges of breaking free from destructive family patterns while still honoring their heritage. This conversation could signal a potential shift in their dynamic, with both men recognizing that they're stronger together than apart when facing the countless enemies and obstacles that come with being a DiMera. Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kyriakis move forward with making concrete plans for their future together. Having decided that they must confront their complicated past in order to build a solid foundation for their relationship, they spend time mapping out their goals and dreams. This planning session represents their commitment to making their relationship work despite all the obstacles and history that could tear them apart. They understand that moving forward requires honest communication and a willingness to address uncomfortable truths from their previous interactions. In a shocking twist, Leo Stark finds himself caught red-handed by Rita in what promises to be a mortifying and potentially dangerous situation. The exact nature of what Rita catches Leo doing remains shrouded in mystery, but given Leo's history of finding himself in compromising positions and questionable circumstances, the possibilities are endless. This discovery could have serious ramifications for Leo's already precarious position in Salem society, and he'll need to think fast to talk his way out of whatever trouble he's landed in. Jeremy makes a significant connection with Thomas, forming a relationship that takes an intimate turn. This hookup comes at a time when both young men are navigating the complexities of college life in Salem, and their encounter represents the kind of spontaneous decisions and explorations that define the young adult experience. The aftermath of their connection will likely ripple through their social circles and potentially complicate existing relationships and friendships. Thursday's Harsh Truths. Thursday delivers one of the week's most brutal confrontations when Sarah Horton decides it's time to tell Amy the harsh, unvarnished truth about her daughter Sophia. This conversation has been a long time coming, as Sarah has been carrying the burden of knowledge about Sophia's lies, manipulation, and dangerous behavior. Sarah doesn't hold back as she details how Sophia fabricated the story about Tate being the father of her baby, how she drugged Holly Jonas leading to a catastrophic fire, and how she sent malicious communications to social services designed to destroy Johnny and Chanel's adoption hopes. Amy is forced to confront the reality that her daughter is not the innocent victim she believed her to be, but rather someone capable of calculated deception and harmful actions that endangered multiple lives. This revelation shatters Amy's perception of her child and forces her to grapple with how she failed to see the warning signs of Sophia's troubled behavior. Brady Black and his son Tate take time to commiserate together, finding comfort in their shared experience of being entangled in Sophia's web of lies. Both men have been deeply affected by the false accusations and manipulations, with Tate having been wrongly identified as a father and Brady having watched his son suffer through the emotional turmoil of believing he had a child. Their conversation allows them to process the betrayal they feel and strengthens the bond between father and son as they support each other through this difficult time. Marlena Evans finds herself deeply worried when one of Rachel Black's repressed memories begins to surface. The young girl has been acting strangely around her uncle E.J. DiMera, and both E.J. and Marlena understand the terrifying reason why. Rachel was the one who shot E.J., and that traumatic memory has been locked away in her subconscious. As fragments of that memory start breaking through Rachel's mental barriers, Marlena recognizes the potential psychological damage that could occur if the full memory returns too quickly or without proper therapeutic support. She's also acutely aware that if Rachel remembers shooting E.J., it will create a crisis that affects everyone close to the young girl, particularly her parents Brady and Kristen, and could have serious legal and emotional ramifications that tear the family apart. Ari Horton and Holly Jonas face serious consequences for their roles in the dormitory fire that caused extensive damage and put lives at risk. The legal and personal repercussions they've been dreading finally arrive, and both young women must accept accountability for their actions. The punishment they receive will likely impact their academic futures, their relationships with family and friends, and their standing in the Salem community. This moment of reckoning forces both Ari and Holly to mature rapidly and understand that poor decisions carry real-world consequences that can't be avoided or minimized. Maggie Kyriakis takes it upon herself to question Xander about matters that have been troubling her. As someone who has watched Xander struggle to reform his life and become a better man worthy of Sarah's love, Maggie isn't about to stand by if she suspects he's fallen back into old patterns of violence and deception. Her questioning puts Xander in an extremely uncomfortable position, as lying to Maggie, one of the few people who has consistently believed in his capacity for change, would be a profound betrayal of her trust. Friday's final reckonings. Friday brings the week to a climactic conclusion as Sarah Horton reaches her breaking point and forces Xander Cook to finally tell her the truth about what he's been hiding. Sarah has sensed for weeks that Xander has been keeping a major secret from her, and she refuses to continue their marriage built on a foundation of lies and half-truths. Whether this truth concerns the brutal beating of Philip Kyriakis, some other violent act Xander committed, or a completely different deception he's been maintaining, Sarah makes it clear that she will not tolerate any more dishonesty. She issues an ultimatum that leaves Xander no choice but to come clean, knowing that the revelation could very well destroy their relationship permanently. The moment of truth has arrived, and Xander must decide whether honesty, even if it costs him everything, is worth more than maintaining the comfortable lie. Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree finally find themselves able to confide their deepest fears to each other in an emotionally raw conversation. The couple has been through an exhausting emotional journey regarding their hopes to adopt baby Tesoro, and they've been holding so much inside to try to stay strong for each other. Now they open up about their terror that they might never become parents, their fears about whether they're truly ready for the responsibility of raising a child, and their concerns about whether the chaos surrounding Sophia's lies and Tesoro's true parentage will permanently derail their dreams. This vulnerable moment of sharing their anxieties actually strengthens their relationship, reminding them that they're partners who can face anything together as long as they maintain honest communication. Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez have a tense and potentially explosive encounter with Amy as the truth about her daughter Sophia becomes impossible to ignore. After Sarah's brutal honesty with Amy earlier in the week, the foster parents of Sophia's baby find themselves face to face with the woman whose daughter created this entire catastrophic situation. The meeting is charged with emotion as Amy grapples with her daughter's actions while Leo and Javi struggle to maintain composure regarding the uncertainty surrounding Tesoro's future. Accusations may fly, tempers may flare, and the conversation could devolve into a confrontation that makes an already terrible situation even worse. However, there's also potential for these three adults to find common ground in their shared concern for the innocent baby at the center of the storm. Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kyriakis continue their work of exploring and navigating their complicated past, digging deeper into the history that connects them and examining the mistakes and misunderstandings that have shaped their relationship. They understand that truly moving forward requires not just acknowledging their past, but actively working through the pain, resentment, and unresolved feelings that still linger between them. This process isn't easy or comfortable, but both are committed to doing the difficult emotional work necessary to build the future they envision together. By Friday, they've made significant progress in understanding each other's perspectives and healing old wounds that have prevented them from fully trusting and connecting with each other. The week of October 20th to 24th promises to be absolutely explosive in Salem, with secrets exposed, relationships tested to their breaking points, and consequences finally arriving for those who have been living with lies and deception. From Sarah's relentless pursuit of truth to Marlena's concerns about Rachel's returning memories. From the desperate search for Sophia to the emotional struggles of Leo and Javi over baby Tesoro, every character finds themselves at a critical crossroads that will determine their future path. Make sure you don't miss a single episode as these dramatic storylines unfold and Salem is forever changed by the revelations and confrontations that shake the very foundation of this beloved community.